You have tried everything. You gave her space. She stayed distant. You reached out. She pulled further in. You explained yourself. She went quieter. You went cold to match her distance. Nothing shifted. And now you are sitting with a silence that has stretched so long it has started to feel permanent, wondering if there is anything left to say that won't make this worse. There is, but it is not what you think it is. Most men in your position believe the problem is finding the right words. So they write longer messages, more careful messages, messages that explain everything, justify everything, ask for nothing, and somehow still come across as desperate. Because the problem was never the words. Her nervous system is not reading your words. It is reading the energy underneath them. And every message you have sent so far, no matter how carefully crafted, has been carrying the same signal underneath it. A quiet, invisible pull that says, I need you to respond so I can be okay. She feels that signal before she has read a single sentence. And the moment she feels it, the wall goes up higher. The message that collapses her walls does the opposite. It carries no pull, no need, no invisible weight she has to decide whether to pick up. And it arrives so early in this video because you do not need 3 minutes of build-up to receive it. You need to feel it first. Then you will understand why it works. Here it is. I've been thinking about you, not in a way that needs anything from you. I hope you're doing well. Whenever you're ready, I'm here. Sit with that for a second. I know it looks simple. Simple is exactly what makes it work. Let me show you what is happening inside her the moment she reads each line. I've been thinking about you. No performance. No pretend distance. It is honest and it is direct, and it does not ask her to do anything with that honesty. It tells her she's been real to you, without making her responsible for what comes next, not in a way that needs anything from you. This is a line her nervous system has been bracing against since the moment your name appeared on her screen. Her filter was already waiting for the ask, the obligation, the thing that would make responding feel like a debt. This line walks in and removes it before she can raise the wall. Her system reaches for something to defend against and finds nothing there. I hope you're doing well. Warmth with no agenda behind it. No setup. No because. The kind of thing someone says when they mean it and are not keeping score. Whenever you're ready, I'm here. This is where the wall starts to crack. Because this line gives her something no message you have ever sent her has given her before. Complete control over the timing. No expiration date. No patience running thin beneath the surface. No deadline disguised as openness. To a woman whose entire emotional system is built around protecting her autonomy, that gift lands somewhere she was not prepared for. She reads the whole message. And for the first time in as long as she can remember, there is nothing to manage. Now watch what happens next. Because this is the part nobody talks about. This is what wall collapse actually looks like from the inside. The first thing she feels is confusion. Not the bad kind. The disorienting kind. Her system went on alert the moment your name appeared. It always does. And now it is scanning for the threat it was certain was coming. The pressure, the need, the weight, and it cannot find any of it. That confusion is not her pulling away. That is her walls finding nothing to push back against. Then comes the stillness. She puts her phone down. Maybe she picks it up again without meaning to. Maybe she reads the message a second time, slower. She is not deciding whether to respond yet. She is trying to locate the feeling she expected to have. The tightening, the obligation, the low-level dread that usually comes with hearing from you. And realizing it is not there. Then the shift. This is the moment the wall begins to move. Because in the absence of pressure, something else surfaces. Something she has been keeping behind the distance. The actual feeling she withdrew to protect herself from. It does not flood in. It rises slowly, like a tide she forgot she had been holding back. She thinks about the last time things were good between you, not as a decision. It arrives uninvited, a specific moment, something you said, the way things felt before the pattern took over. And that memory in this moment does not come wrapped in the anxiety it usually carries. It comes in clean. Around this point, she does something she will not fully acknowledge to herself. She goes back through your conversation, old messages, not looking for anything specific. She tells herself it means nothing. She closes the app, opens it again 2 minutes later. Maybe she screenshots the message. Maybe she reads it to a friend casually, like she is showing them something that means nothing. But the way she reads it out loud is not casual at all. Her nervous system is doing something it almost never does. It is looking for more evidence that what it felt reading that message was real, that you are actually the person those 4 sentences suggested you were. And every time it finds that evidence, the crack in the wall gets wider. She may not respond that day. She may sit with this for longer than feels comfortable to you. There will be a point, probably around hour 6, maybe hour 12, where you will convince yourself it did not work, that she read it and felt nothing, that you misread the whole thing and made yourself vulnerable for nothing. Do not send the follow-up. Do not. What you are feeling in that moment is not information about her. It is your anxiety trying to pull you back into the pattern she already knows how to handle. Because something has already happened that cannot unhappen. The wall that was keeping her defended is no longer standing on solid ground. Because the thing that built it, the belief that closeness always comes with a cost, that letting someone in always means losing something, got quietly, undeniably contradicted. Not by an argument, not by a grand gesture, by 4 sentences that ask for nothing. Now, what you do after you send it is the difference between this working and you undoing it within 24 hours. You do not follow up. You do not send a question mark. You do not check whether she has seen it. You do not post something on your story designed to remind her what she is missing. You sent something true. Now you go back to your life, not as a strategy, not to manufacture distance, but because the message meant what it said. You are okay. You have your own ground to stand on. Go live on it, because the message only holds its power if the place it came from stays intact. The moment you start hovering, monitoring, calculating, building a case in your head about what her silence means, you've already left the ground the message was written from. She will feel that shift even through the silence, and the message that landed differently will start to blur into the pattern she already knows. Stay where you were when you sent it. That is the only follow-through that counts. The avoidant woman in your life is not unreachable. She is not closed because she is cold or incapable of real feeling. She is closed because every relationship she has ever been in eventually confirmed what her nervous system learned a long time ago. That closeness costs her something she cannot afford to lose. You, sending this message from a place of real steadiness, are the first evidence she has ever received that this does not have to be true, that evidence does not collapse every wall at once. But walls were never meant to be permanent. They were built fast under pressure by a nervous system that was trying to survive something. They were never built to hold against someone who refused to confirm the fear that built them. You are not confirming the fear. You are contradicting it. Quietly, completely, in 4 sentences. And cracks. Once they begin, do not stop on their own. If you are holding your phone right now, deciding whether to send it, drop where you are in the comments. How long it has been, what you have already tried. You are not the only one in this room, and what you are carrying right now is worth saying out loud. Subscribe, because next week we're going inside her mind after she reads a message like this. The exact stages she moves through, the moment the wall stops feeling like safety and starts feeling like a cage she built around herself, and what it means when she finally decides to reach back. The message is not the end of the work. It is proof of it. Everything that brought you to this moment was you becoming someone whose silence she finally had to feel.